Okay. Thanks so much for joining me. And Safra, I want to start with you. We spoke on this stage, but in DC, in the last IAC Summit in Washington, and you said that you believe in Israeli high-tech more than ever during war, even when others find it hard to invest and think it's bad for business, bad for entrepreneurship. You said, and I quote, "When missiles fall, it is time to invest." And looking backwards, you were right. And the question I want to ask is, we've seen Israeli tech companies grow fast and close major acquisition deals. What do you see that others sometimes don't?
Well, I think a lot of people get very scared when everyone's all upset and worried and complaining. But you have to really step back and look at all the incredible capabilities and success that Israel's had for decades. American investors and global investors have recognized the wonderful brains, capabilities, hard work, problem solving that's possible in Israel. And even during these times, in fact, the truth is that when everyone else is fearful, you should be greedy and go right in there, because this is your real opportunity. Ultimately, investing is about going where no one else is going. And if you understand the power of the Israeli mind and the Israeli people beating every other odd, you know they're not going to let you down this time.
I want to further expand this line of thought into AI. The world's biggest tech companies, including Oracle, are investing huge resources in artificial intelligence. How do you see Israel's role in this trend?
Israel is literally central. As you stood up here, you took almost the words right out of all of our mouths. You're right. You're totally right. Everyone is going to Israel, and every other country is looking to Israel. They're all trying to copy what's going on in Israel, whether it's just the region, the Abraham Accords countries, the outer rings, all of them look to Israel. And you said it, Israel has had unicorns and acquisitions in the middle of a war. Imagine now, as Israel has peace, imagine what's going to happen.
Udi, I think she was talking about you. Also about you, right? Udi, CyberArk, the company that you've founded and led for many years, has recently was acquired by cybersecurity giant Palo Alto Networks for a modest sum of $25 billion. I think it's the second largest acquisition, right, of a cyber company in Israel. So first of all, of course, congratulations. And now, how can we, and this is the question, how can we recreate the cyber success of Israel in the realm of AI?
Well, first of all, great to be here next to this superwoman and superman in this panel. I'll also mention that I'm a member of the New England IAC Council. So shout out. Big believer in community and everything we're doing here. Big believer. So first of all, it wasn't the plan to be acquired. I stood on many stages and I had to eat many hats because I said that CyberArk was built to last, and I was very proud of building a large Israeli public company. But after 11 years, we got an offer from a public company. Safra has done it to other public companies, and you can't refuse at some point. So it's not over yet until the lady sings, because we're waiting for some regulatory approvals. But I'll reconnect it back to AI. One of the business drivers for Palo Alto to acquire CyberArk is their entrance into identity security, and they said that they were waiting for an inflection point to enter identity, and the inflection point is AI, because AI agents need security for their identities. There's a new proliferation of identities, humans, machines, and AI agents that we're all talking about. You showed examples right up here. So it's in the heart of the storm. I'm very proud. I think if we look at how to recreate Israel's cyber story to an AI story, we have to dissect a little bit what does it mean. When we started CyberArk, we didn't really have a cyber ecosystem. So I think like Hagari said, that it's everybody's role, and I think it was down to companies also stepping forward. We along with Checkpoint and others, were kind of first to create it. If you analyze the cyber ecosystem, a lot of it is the talent density out of the military, the entrepreneurial spirit, the venture capital firms that literally wait outside the Shin Gimel for graduates from technology units, academy, and then we didn't even lean on government. So any help from government is upside. And so I think when you apply that to AI, there are some differences because it doesn't take just a few computers and a few startup gurus to set up a AI startup. There are more deep, you need GPUs, you need more potential. But I think the other elements can follow. Israel is already recruiting talent for AI. There's already more education happening in high schools. We really need to push for that. I mean, if you ask me, choose one, I would just say education from high school, even if earlier, on math, on technical skills, on AI, to get them into the military with knowledge so that they can go deeper and expand from that. And then we can recreate this similar ecosystem like we did in cyber. I think it's very possible.
Okay. And this brings us to you, Dovi, right? Apart from being a seasoned investor in disruptive technologies, you were appointed last year as a special advisor to artificial intelligence for Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu and the Israeli government. And in your view, what should be the balance between the role of the government and the role of the private sector in this field?
I'm getting all the fun questions. Can I say, just a quick mental break? It's good to see everybody here. It's been a couple of years. Thank you for having us. Thank you, IAC. What an amazing event. What an amazing lineup. Raise your hands if you feel like you're winning. Raise your hands if you feel like we're finally winning. It's good to be back. All right, now to your less exciting question. I was self-appointed as advisor to Prime Minister Netanyahu because I was never hired for the job. And when Globes called me and asked me if I have, I said, yes, of course, I'm advising him. So that was the title. But ultimately, I became close to the Prime Minister because I was on the right side of Israel since January 2023, when many of my peers called to take money out of Israel, when many of my peers called to leave Israel. I fought with Israel, I stood with Israel, and I convinced the Prime Minister that the AI revolution is upon us, and we need to prepare for the AI revolution, otherwise we would be decimated. So now we're prone to winning, we're ready to win. What is the balance between governments and the government role and the private role? It's yin and yang. They're intermingled. I mean, they're both separate, different sides of the same coin. So you cannot, without a government policy that allows free markets, that support entrepreneurs, that helps pay and participate in large products like Oracle has in Modi'in, and like NVIDIA has in Israel, we will not be able to have a thriving private sector. So both of them are super important, and thank God that Prime Minister Netanyahu and the government of Israel raised the glove and went and established a national AI directorate at the Prime Minister's office, which is equivalent to the Mossad that also sits at the Prime Minister's office in terms of its influence.
I guess none of the, yeah, that's a good idea. I guess none of the people present here on stage would dispute the fact that AI should be considered as the new oil or the new energy, right? We agree on that.
Absolutely.
So I want to ask Safra, as of 2025, Oracle employs an astonishing number of over 160,000 people worldwide. And being such a huge employer, how do you think AI will affect the job market?
Well, I know that people are afraid that a lot of jobs will go away. But a lot of new jobs are coming. And they're already starting to show up. In fact, AI helps not only productivity, but capability. It makes for folks who couldn't do other things, it helps now. For example, in medicine, it's true, it's great to have a radiologist look at an image, but boy, when you have an AI analyze the image and then you have the radiologist look at it, you're not talking about only saving money or saving time. You're talking about saving lives. And that is going to be showing up in many, many industries where we literally don't have enough trained people to do these things. And it's also going to lower the costs of this so that many things that are prohibitively expensive now will be something we all expect. And that's how these technologies work through things. AI, see, I think of AI as not a thing on its own. AI will be in everything, and we will assume those capabilities, and that will really change industries and create brand new ones.
So, Udi, you know what? Let's dive in a little bit into this sector of tech, and specifically programmers, which are the basic, right, the core of this technology. Some of them are fearful for the changes that AI brings into the field of writing code. I don't know if everybody is aware, but AI can write code for you and accelerate your production rate at 5 times, 10 times, sometimes if you're capable of using it. But that means that we don't necessarily need the other 9 people working here. How do you feel about that?
I think like Safra said, and I think like you said it earlier, we view AI as an amplifier. If you look at CyberArk, everybody embraced AI. There's initiative across every department. By the way, not just coders. You see the legal department embracing AI. Seriously, they don't have to read every NDA. They can look for the different changes. There's automation. There's stuff we're doing. So I think it's an amplifier. I think people should not be worried about it. They should embrace it. They should play with the tools like you showed here. And in terms of the youngsters, they should think about more systematic thinking, still push for math, still study code, study engineering. Of course, plumbers and electricians are going to do the best.
You know what, Dovi? You're seeing a lot of entrepreneurs and young people. And I guess you hear this question a lot. And I want everyone to refer to that. What should young people who go to university or college study nowadays?
I'll respond to that quickly. Who said they should go to university?
Your Jewish mother said.
I know. Well, universities are confined to real estate, to a syllabus that is not dynamic, to teachers dynamic, to having professors that have not been in the profession that they're teaching for quite some time, have not been practicing it. And AI dwarfs all of that. You want to go to university, go to an AI university. I just launched one, by the way. Coincidentally, we were not preparing it. But I'm the largest shareholder of masterschool.com. Check out masterschool.com. We're an accredited university in the US, offering associate degrees, soon enough bachelor degrees, master's degrees, and PhDs. And good luck to all the young people out there.
Wow. Honestly, I launched one in Israel for Hebrew speakers, but I think most of the claps I heard were coming from the back, from the rows at the back, where the young people are sitting. I wonder how about the parents up here, and I saw your reaction, Safra, to what Dovi said. Don't go to university. What do you say about that?
Well, I think you should always be learning, okay? And me personally, if you were asking me what to study, whether in a university or outside, I'd always say math, because understanding logic and math and problem solving, that's going to be useful not just because you're a mathematician or a professor, it's going to be useful in everything you do. And embracing AI, having a strong understanding of math is going to help you a ton.
And I want to add to that, if I may, in such a quickly moving world with a crazy pace, I think you should go for something that you really love and work in that and study in that. Because
follow your passion.
You put your entire energy and heart into that to keep in pace. Is that right?
Follow your passion, but embrace AI. I mean, instead of following Catz on TikTok, maybe follow AI innovation on TikTok.
Last one. One piece of advice from each and every one of you to young Israeli American entrepreneur who wants to lead in AI?
I have a saying I say to my children, always say yes. Anytime someone gives you a chance to do some extra work, stay late, try something new, go on a trip, take a new job, say yes. And that's going to get you where you want to go.
Great. I would jump in. I would say there's an amazing opportunity right now for innovation, entrepreneurial spirit. We have so much of that in Israel. Follow something that you're passionate about. If you want to be an entrepreneur, find good co-founders, ideate, think about it, think fast, and experiment. And like the Arik Einstein Shalom Chanoch song in Israel, everyone wants to be Mankal. Everyone wants to be CEO. We have that drive, and so we can really leverage that in Israel.
Dovi.
I'll conclude, I guess. The only way to get beracha, the only way to be supported by God is to exert influence. And exerting influence globally. They say from Zion we'll set forth Torah. So if you want to be successful, do things that matter and help our people and speak up for us globally and exert your influence.
Yes. I want to thank you all, Dovi Frances, Udi Mokady, and Safra Catz. Thank you so much. Thank you all.